Good morning, it's Seay from Seay Real Estate, and this week I want to talk to you about smells, odors, and how they affect the sale of real estate. First of all, from the perspective of selling a house, when you are the owner of a home and you really want it sold, be cognizant, be aware of the types of odors you may or may not have in your house. Bad odors are just hard to overcome. And the tricky thing is, sometimes you don't realize you have them. Like one national advertiser points out, sometimes we can be nose blind to the odors that are in our house. But if you're going to put your house up for sale, just take a minute and think it through. Do you have pets? Do you cook certain foods that have a lingering odor? Are you a smoker? There's so many ways you can examine this, and you just want to be honest with yourself if you want to get the highest possible price for your house. So give it some thought, ask some friends, maybe invite a friend over who isn't there every day and just say, hey, I don't smell anything, do you? And stress that you won't be offended by what they tell you, because again, the goal is to get as much as you can for your house, and odors can certainly turn people away from houses. Non-smokers, if they come into a house where a smoker lives, sometimes even if that smoker smokes outside, a certain amount of odor gets brought into the house, and wow, non-smokers can pick up on it like that, where if another smoker comes, maybe not. Same way with pets. If a person isn't used to pet odors, you could be the cleanest person in the world, and you still need to be careful because so many people can pick up the odor. They can sometimes are even allergic to it. So be aware. What can you do to combat it? Well, obviously, first order of things would be not to have the things that bring about those odors, but if that's not a possibility, I've heard people advocate dishes of vinegar, charcoal briquettes in the house to absorb the odor. Certainly certain sprays and candles, plug-ins. I heard of something called an ozonator. I've been in houses that have these machines that eliminate odors from the house. So those are some things. Be aware of this though, if the odors exist in a strong manner and you spray the house or burn a candle before someone comes to see it, so oftentimes it's very clear that you've got this fragrance and this bad odor going on at the same time, and it doesn't accomplish what you're trying to do. Be aware of the odors that you use for the fragrances, I guess I should say, for your plug-ins and your sprays, because I've actually had houses on the market where an owner would spray or plug in or light the candle, leave, and I get complaints about the bad odor, and they're actually talking about the fragrance the person is using to make their house smell better. The buyers actually find offensive, as do agents. So just be aware of those sorts of things. If you're planning to renovate your house or spruce it up, a fresh coat of paint, maybe some kills if you have cigarette stains or from the smoke on the wall, some kills and a fresh coat of paint. New carpet goes a long way. In fact, sometimes it's an absolute must if you have carpet in your house with these odors to just rip it out, replace the carpet, fresh paint on the walls. All this can be overcome, and just something to be aware of. A real pleasant aroma can be baking. You know, I heard someone talk about it doesn't even have to be a whole cake. It can just be a little cup, a cupcake, so to speak, a little vanilla extract and whatever else you mix with it in the oven to just get that pleasant smell circulating through your house can be a good tip. As far as well as actually cooking, cooking something before a showing, something with a pleasing fragrance, baking especially, can have a positive effect. So just be aware of smells, how they affect the sale of your house. They can actually mean the difference in thousands of dollars if person after person turns away from your house because of this smell. If you eliminate that, the chances of you selling it for more are greater. It's certainly worth your attention if you're planning to sell your house. If you're on the buying end of it, just know that if you go into a house with a bad odor, it can be overcome. A lot of buyers like that when it happens. I've heard people refer to it as the smell of money because they think it's a green light for them to offer less for the house because it's something they need to address once they get in there. It can be a good opportunity for a buyer, and if I were a buyer, I wouldn't let it turn me away, because I know there's simple remedies, but know this, plenty of buyers do turn away because of the smell. Thanks so much, and I hope you have a great week filled with wonderful fragrances. I'm Chad Seay with Seay Real Estate.